entire childhood up until the age of 4. And
Good evening. I'd like to call our Human Relations Commission meeting to order. We'd like to see if we've have the coma confirmation.
Yes, it has.
Thank you. And then next would be our roll call.
Chair Kuchel.
Here.
Vice Chair Newell.
Here.
Commissioner Green.
here,
Commissioner Tague Hurd.
Here.
Commissioner Themis.
She was speaking online.
Here.
Commissioner Kressler.
Here.
Commissioner Savesky.
Present.
Commissioner Bonilla.
Here.
Commissioner Roseno.
Here.
Youth on Board Miller. Youth on Board Smith.
Thank you. All right, next on our agenda is our approval of our minutes from the Tuesday, November 12th, 2024 regular meeting that was sent out and is also attached to your agenda packet there. So if you need to take a couple minutes to read that over, if not, take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of approval of the November 12th minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you. New business would be next. Public hearing items. Seeing none, correct?
We have none. No.
Thank you. Administrative items, we have introduction of new members.
Yes, we have a full house now, and we wanted to welcome our new members. I'll let Commissioner Green go first and introduce himself.
I'm Paul Green. I'm a lecturer in communications at Kansas Wesleyan University, and I'm incredibly excited to serve my community on this commission.
And then we have joining us online, Commissioner Themis, if I'm saying that right.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And I'm Pastor Libby Themis. I'm the pastor at University United Methodist Church, Church of the Cross here in Salina, and also in Roxbury.
Great, welcome. And since we still have quite a few new members, if everyone else just wants to start here with Commissioner Rosano, and did I say that right?
Yep.
I hope so, Rosano. And if you want to start and just go down the line.
Sure. I'm Commissioner Rosano, I guess. I am a student at Kansas Wesleyan University, and I'm proud to be on this commission.
Hi, I'm Commissioner Tague Hurd, and I've been on here for a couple of years. So,
Anthony Newell, I've been on the commission for about a year, and this last November I was elected county treasurer for Saline County.
hi.
I'm Sherry Kushel. I am currently the chair of the commission and retired school social worker.
I'm Christine Kressler, and joined this year, and I'm a nurse.
I'm Vicki Bonilla, and I'm a retired social worker.
I'm Eleni Savesky. I'm excited to have you guys all here with us.
And I'm Michelle Martin, so I serve as the liaison to this commission and help run it. And then we also have behind us the two people that make it all happen.
I'm Marissa. I am a community relations specialist, and I am the board clerk for the Human Relations Commission.
My name is Lily Morales, and I am Marissa's backup.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome. Next under administrative items is our docket review.
Yes, and since we still have a few new people, I'll be a little more detailed just to kind of explain what we do with these. These aren't, we want to give, some public record, but because these are under investigation, a lot of this stuff isn't public, so I won't go into detail about this during this time. But we do provide you with the number of cases and kind of the status case in the report, and I think Marissa will pull that up online. We have employment cases, housing cases, and public accommodations cases. Employment are blue. We color code them blue because we use blue file folders, and then we color code housing green, and public accommodations are an orangish red color. With that, most of our cases are going to fall under housing, as we'll talk about a little bit more in the study session tonight, but we do have a few in the other categories. But you'll find that's pretty common. We don't have agreements with anyone else, even though our code allows for it. We actually have an agreement with HUD to act as HUD's liaison in this community. It's called a FAP, Fair Housing Assistance Program. It's a cooperative agreement with them. So we stand in HUD's place to do housing investigations. There are only 2 counties in the state that have that. In fact, in our whole region, there aren't that many counties that have that agreement with them, and that means we have to act in HUD's stead. We have to make sure our code mimics and is substantially compliant, is the legal term, substantially compliant with the Fair Housing Act. So we're acting on behalf of HUD when we do those investigations. We don't have a similar agreement with the EEOC for the other 2 types of cases. So we do more HUD cases than anything, or more fair housing cases than any. Not to say we don't do some of the others, but you'll find that for a lot of reasons, we don't do as many investigations in the other areas, but we are strong in the housing side. That said, employment, we did have 1 inquiry. It was outside our jurisdiction. The other thing we'll discuss a little more is we can only do if you're in Salina. We have no authority outside the city of Salina. Chapter 13 is where we gain our authority to be able to do these investigations, which means our boundaries are by the city limits. What that means in employment a little bit is you just have to have 1 employee here. For housing, it's a little different, public accommodations. But if your employer is outside the city of Salina, if you're outside, your landlord or where you're living's outside, we're going to refer you on. And so the Kansas Human Rights Commission is where we refer them, KHRC, most of the time. That's the referral place. So the one that was outside was referred. On employment, housing, we have what we do too, I might say, since we have the most in housing to give this, we do our case year the way HUD does it. So we reset July 1st, we reset. So this year we'll keep the status of these, and then it'll be a blank slate. Unless there's one that's still hanging out and carried over from year upon year. But the closed out cases, all of that, it kind of resets July 1, just so you're aware. We run July 1 through June 30th of the years. We don't do a normal calendar year. But in this case, since our reset, we've closed 1 case. We have 2, and that one was a no probable cause finding that this commission, the 3 commissioners heard and found no probable cause. Then we have 1 that's under investigation right now. That's H1 2025. I'm pretty sure, I mean, things can always happen, but I'm pretty sure there'll be 3 commissioners hearing that case before our next meeting. At the status of where the investigation is, I expect we'll select 3 commissioners to hear it before the next meeting. And then there's the 1 case that we've had hanging out for 2 years. So this was outside of our control. But the Department of Justice took a case up. There are certain cases, sometimes they take them up, and then we are frozen from doing any further work on it until they tell us otherwise. And so that case has been with them for 2 years, almost 2 years. Getting close. Well, in April it'll be 2 years since they took it up. So that case is unfortunately not in our control and outside our normal timelines, but. And we still haven't heard any further movement on that case. Then we have 1 inquiry that was not screened and not filed. I don't anticipate that'll go anywhere. Let's see. Then when we move on to public accommodations, we have 2. 1 that was resolved We addressed it without filing, and it was resolved. And then there's one that's still going on. We were thinking we're going to file it, but we're actually working with the Disability Rights Center on this case for a lot of reasons. And you'll find normally most of our cases in public accommodations, people are very receptive when I call them and say, hey, we've got a complaint. Before we file, we'd like to conciliate this a little bit, or a lot of times it's people not aware. And most of the time, I would say it's physical, like lacking of enough handicap parking, lack of inaccessible entrance or things like that. And parking is probably our biggest issue that we get calls on for this. Now, public accommodations is not limited to just disability. It can be others. We just don't typically get called about them. And when we do, and we make a phone call, we've been really fortunate so far, at least in the 3 years I've been here, people will fix it. We've had one person that's giving us a run for our money on that, and we're working with the Disability Rights Center. We think we might be able to get a little more leverage. We're still hoping it might still come to you for public cause determination, but we're hoping with their help we might be able to get them to just fix it. So, but with that said, I can't answer whether that'll be before the next meeting or not at this point.
Okay, thank you.
That is the some of it. Usually that's as much detail as I give for you new members. We don't go a lot here into it just because these are pending cases and we respect everyone's kind of privacy on that, and that's about as much detail. If you have any questions, I'm open to them.
Okay, thank you. And the last administrative item we have tonight is our 2025 Fair Housing Seminar updates.
Yes, we are excited. The date is set, and we're pretty sure we had all our speakers set, and then there's a little bit of a wrinkle in the sense that we aren't sure if HUD is going to provide the funds they usually do this year to us. So we won't cancel it. It'll just mean I won't have some funds to use for speakers. So we may have to, what we thought was a plan may switch because we won't have funding to pay for speakers. So, we've been able to do it without their funding before. The first year I was here, we did it without any HUD funding. So I know we can, but I did reevaluate our game plan on that. But we certainly want to make sure all new commissioners are aware of this opportunity. Commissioners, we have a booth for this commission and our Accessibility Advisory Board, the two boards we oversee. We have booths there that kind of give information about it. And when we started, we were down members, so it was another way to kind of recruit members. But we've been good for a while now. We've been full. But it was an opportunity to tell people about what we do. So we have a booth there, and we ask any of the commissioners if you want to attend. It's a full day. You can attend part of the day, help with the booth, whatever. But we start letting you know it's the last Friday in April, which I believe is April 25th. Help me if I'm wrong, Lily. Is it the 25th or 24th? The 25th. So that'll be the date of the seminar, and we open the doors. It's at TPEC, Tony's Pizza Event Center, for those of you, the old Bicentennial Center. But that is where we've had it. That's where we'll have it again. We've kind of already got that underway. It's just the speakers. But it starts usually, we open the doors. We have a registration. It starts 8:30 or 9 for speakers, and we go to about 4, depending. That's been typical, and we usually have lunch provided. So we welcome all the commissioners on both our boards to attend and participate. Let us know. There is a small fee, $30, that covers, because these are certified for realtors to get hours, for attorneys to get hours, and for social workers to get hours. So for $30, you get lunch and your certifications. There's a little bit extra fee for social workers that goes to, we have to have a special someone with certain credentials from social work field to certify those hours, and so there is a fee that she asked for in addition to our $30 to put on the event. But we are hopeful. I would say the attendance varies 40 to 60 people. We had to cancel one year with COVID, and then the next year it was online, and then we started, and ever since we've started back, it's been at TPEC. But if anyone has any questions, that's kind of the update where we are. I think we still have a pretty good game plan and idea about our speakers. We just need to readjust a little.
Right. How soon will you know about funding?
No idea.
Yeah, I figured.
So this was kind of a surprise, which we were glad we found out before we went too far down the road on some commitments. Yeah, I did find out that we're not sure if they're going to fund all of they call it partnership funds for all the FAPs. If you're a FAP, you get partnership funds, which is to do outreach and to do these types of events. And that's the funding. We're still guaranteed our funding from our cooperative agreement. That's already pledged, and we haven't gotten it yet, but we're still expecting that. But as far as the outreach stuff we do, which is a little bit extra, if you see some of our ads and stuff, that's all with the outreach funding that they get us to help people know and all of that. That is what's in question this year.
Okay. Are there questions? Okay, great. All right. Preliminary discussions items, see none there listed. And then unfinished or other business, none listed. Public forum, we don't have anyone here. Is there anyone else online? Yes.
We do have somebody online. I don't know if she wants to make any comments.
Hearing none.
Okay. Great. Okay, well, that looks like that concludes our agenda for this evening, so I would need a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Great, thank you.
And then the study session
Yes.
is not taped, so.
Right.